Right now on KREM 2 News at noon, it is Pride Weekend here in Spokane. We have a look at all of the events from today's kickoff to tomorrow's parade.
Plus, I'm tracking the forecast where we are trending sunny and warm across the region, but a few showers in the mountains of North Idaho. The details ahead.
And go Team USA. It's a big day here in the States, and the men's national team kicks off in the World Cup. What to know before the game. Hi there, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Brandon T. Jones in for Laura today. We do want to go ahead and head on outdoors to the Outdoor Weather Center with Jenny Powers. She's standing by live right now, and it looks like an absolutely gorgeous day as we roll into the weekend. So, Jenny, how are things looking like?
Yeah, Brandon, right now I'm out here in the Outdoor Weather Center, and it is so nice across Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We are seeing some widespread sunshine. Temperatures are already in the upper 60s for Spokane, and winds are light and calm. So it's pleasant if you do plan to be outside here for your lunch hour. As we take a look across the inland northwest, we're at 73 degrees in Wenatchee, 78 for Moses Lake, 71 for Coeur d'Alene, and 70 degrees currently in Sandpoint, Idaho. As we take a look at what's happening weather-wise here, we've got high pressure that is hanging off the coast. So that's what is going to be delivering us these warmer temperatures as well as plenty of sunshine. But what's happening to the north of us is actually low pressure, stirring up some activity in Canada. But this shortwave trough here is dipping down and clipping northeast Washington and North Idaho. So that's why as we take a look at our current satellite and radar, we have been seeing some shower activity up toward northeast Washington and into the North Idaho panhandle. Even the potential here of a few isolated thunderstorms, mainly concentrated up toward the mountains. That same system is bringing some fairly breezy to gusty winds up toward the Okanagan Valley. No advisories in place, but with the dry conditions and elevated winds, we are seeing some elevated fire weather conditions that direction, while winds are calmer across Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures this afternoon will be in the low to mid 70s for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We've got some low 80s in central Washington, upper 80s south to Richland and the Tri-Cities. But we trend even warmer into next week as I'm tracking widespread above average conditions. But I'll look at that in just a few minutes.
Well, right now we have some breaking news out of Texas where at least one person was killed and many others hurt in a mass shooting. The mayor of Midland, Texas said there are at least 11 victims. 9 of them are in the hospital right now, and the suspect was found dead after a standoff with police. At this point, it is not clear what led to today's shooting. Turning now to the latest on peace talks with Iran. President Trump is disputing Iran's terms over ending the war, saying it's not what was agreed to and that they're still waiting on what was in writing. Torian Small has the latest on the efforts to reach a deal.
It's a great deal. You know why it's a great deal? Because they will never have a nuclear weapon.
At the White House Thursday, President Trump said an agreement to end the war with Iran will likely be signed in the coming days.
That should be done pretty quickly. They want it every bit as much as everybody else wants it.
But Iran's foreign ministry said Friday Tehran had not reached a final conclusion on the agreement and accused the U.S. of making new demands.
We understand this deal is a first step which would end the war across all fronts, including between the U.S. and Iran and Israel and Lebanon.
The U.S. and Iran would have 60 days to hammer out differences over how to handle Iranian nuclear sites and the sensitive removal of what President Trump calls nuclear dust. Sources say as part of the memorandum, Iran would have to also commit to not enrich uranium for 15 to 20 years, a key point for the president.
If the U.S. can get Iran to allow inspectors in, remove their nuclear material, stop enrichment, it would be significant. But these technical details are where this gets really complicated.
Trump also said the Strait of Hormuz would immediately reopen once the deal is signed. That would ease the strain on global oil markets. But Iran's state media said Friday the draft agreement does not include Tehran giving up control of the key waterway. President Trump pushed back Friday, writing on social media the terms that Iran leaked out have nothing to do with the terms that were agreed to in writing. Torian Small, CBS News, the White House.
Well, new here at noon, Spokane County Animal Protection Officer seized 36 animals from a property in Newman Lake. The animals were removed from the land on North Idaho Road yesterday after the sheriff's office served a search warrant. The animals removed include sheep, goats, and a donkey. They are now getting care at another location. The case has been sent to the prosecutor's office to decide if the owner will face charges. In another case, a Spokane Valley man is facing felony animal cruelty charges after witnesses reported seeing him throw and hit a 12-week-old puppy. Investigators say the man admitted to tossing the dog into the grass after it had an accident on his couch. The puppy was brought to Scraps for evaluation. Well, it's a weekend full of Spokane Pride festivities beginning this afternoon, all leading up to the parade and festival tomorrow. It begins with a rally for trans rights at the Red Wagon. That's going to start at 3 this afternoon. Then community yoga will happen at the Clock Tower from 4 to 5 p.m. And tonight at the Pavilion, a Pride kickoff show takes place from 5 to 9 p.m. There's going to be music, vendors, and a beverage garden, along with some more events and activities. The 35th annual Spokane Pride Parade starts tomorrow at noon, and the whole festival will last until 6 p.m. and be at Riverfront Park. I talked with the president of Spokane Pride about all of the work that goes into the event.
Yesterday was a full about 14 hours of setup, and that's mostly just loading in a lot of our logistics. We take a really huge emphasis on safety, so we've been making sure to build that out a lot more with our command center too. And today we've got I think 2 full stages rolling in. We had the big stage roll into the pavilion last night, and we're going to be setting up a lot more of our infrastructure all day today. It's going to take us probably another 8 hours, and then we're going to have all of that kick off right at 3 o'clock.
All right, and check this out. One more fun thing about Pride this weekend. KREM 2's very own Christian Garza will be there hosting the Spokane Pride Parade. So make sure you go out and say hi. All right, still ahead here on KREM 2 News at noon. The U.S. men's national team gets going today in front of their home fans. What you need to know before kickoff. Plus, a record-breaking launch as SpaceX goes public. We'll explain how today's news could impact your retirement savings.